Hey folks, welcome back. I have your latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham region for week ending March the 9th, 2022. Let me give you a tale of two listings. One of them was our listing we're going to call listing A, and the other one was listing B. And the reason I'm comparing these two, because they're very, very similar. Similar but different circumstance, different results, we'll say. So both these homes were listed on the same day. Both of them had offer nights. Our offer night was on a Monday. This other listing B, offer night was on a Tuesday, the day after. Both these homes were in similar conditions, similar size. Both of them, in my opinion, needed to be gutted completely, the inside out, everything taken out, updated, modernized. A complete gut job is what we say. Well, two very different results. Our situation, we had 46 showings. We had 5 offers on offer night. One of them won at a price that the sellers were extremely happy with. Listing B, the agent called me to find out what happened with our listing late in the evening after he should have had his offers. Called me, say, hey, how'd things go with yours? And the reason he was asking is because it was still too quick. After we sold it, the MLS had not yet been updated with our sold price. So he was wondering if we had sold. So we got to talking. He tells me that they barely had any showings and that he is very frustrated with how the sellers are kind of acting, and the sellers are naturally also very frustrated with the results. Very, very different situation results than what we had. We're popping bottles, champagne, all excited. Them, not so much, are wondering now what do they do that the home didn't sell. There's two reasons why this happened for both sides. One reason is the realtor, and the other reason is the actual seller. And I know we don't often put responsibility on the seller side, but I'm going to talk about this in a minute. So realtor-wise, even though this home needed to be gutted, we still have a responsibility to promote it and do the marketing in its best possible light, no matter what. Now we had it's a different marketing strategy than say a home that's big, beautiful, modern, and all the things that we got to do for that. This is a complete renovation, and how we promote that is very different. But we still have to put a lot of effort into the marketing, excuse me, and the promotion. That didn't happen with that house. So the realtor has lots of responsibility here. But I can tell you, the sellers, when I would suggest things to our seller, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, our seller's attitude was, Santo, we hired you because you're a professional. Whatever you need, just let us know how we can help you. That's what the sellers are telling me. Listing B, it wasn't that same relationship. He was telling me how the sellers are trying to micromanage him, and they weren't so cooperative on showing sometimes, and was just complaining about them. So yes, the realtor has a lot of responsibility, but so do you as the seller, for sure. You're operating as a team for a common goal, and it's to hit your goal. Why would you hire somebody and then micromanage them? Well, it's because you don't trust in their ability. That's the only answer. Well, why'd you hire that person to begin with? Is it because they're family members, you're related? That's not a reason to hire somebody. Did you hire them because they're doing it so low you couldn't say no, that their commission fee is so low? Well, if their commission fee is so low, they probably can't afford to market your home properly. So there's all sorts of reasons to not hire somebody, and you could make mistakes in hiring the wrong person, but there's only one reason to hire the right person. It's because they're a professional and they're going to do the best job for you. So that's my advice. Everybody has responsibilities, the realtors, but so does the seller. Hire the right person, then move out of the way and help them to do their job that they should be good at, because you hire the right person, the person who's good at their job, a professional consultant. If you feel this information can help anybody please pass this on. Let's get into the numbers. you want to reach us to talk anything at all about real estate, maybe your real estate situation, it's really simple. In the description below this video, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. This way, I'll make myself available and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. So, what's going to be happening with prices? Are we going to start to see a change in prices and activity? And well, let me tell you what's a big factor right now. March break. This every year is a factor, and it's kind of many times a pivotal moment in our real estate season. This report that I'm doing is for week ending March the 9th. It's the Wednesday before March break. I'm filming this now today on March break. Well, here's what happens. A lot of people, including what our clients say, is that they don't want to be on the market during March break. They've got their kids home, they've got family coming, or they're going on holiday and they do not want to be on the market. Or they're both home, husband and wife, and this week, March break, they want to get their home ready to be on the market. So after March break, we expect an influx of listings. That's what we're expecting. What does that mean for prices? Well, if demand stays the same and a bunch more listings come on the market, that puts a downward pressure on price. Now, please, I'm not saying there's going to be a massive price drop, but there's some pressure when there's more competition and buyers have more choices, prices tend to come down. So there's that. However, what can offset that? Well, I'm basing a downward pressure on demand staying the same. But if all of a sudden, after the March break, a ton more buyers come onto the market thinking, I'm going to buy now, well, if the demand is far greater than the amount of new listings coming on the market, that again is going to put an upward pressure on price. We'll see which way this goes, because I could see also from conversations we're having with clients, buyers that were maybe thinking of buying at the end of the year or next year, moving up their buying process because they have because we know interest rates are going to be going up, so they're thinking of jumping in sooner. So we'll see which is more powerful, supply or demand. Let's get into the numbers. Let me tell you what happened in Peel and Durham region for week ending March the 9th. Here's a summary of Mississauga. Brampton is the orange and the burgundy is the Durham region. Let's break it down. We're looking at detached houses only. Here's Mississauga. Sales has been going up since the beginning of the year. Just a little bit at a time every single week. We sold 90 detached properties last week. 29 of those were at $2 million or more. And average sold price came down slightly. It's now sitting at $1,877,000 for the average detached property in Mississauga. Way up from where we were a year ago at this time. We're actually 23% higher than where we were last year. As far as property selling at $2 million or more, this year we sold almost double than what we did last year at this time. Median price is 24% higher than what it was a year ago. Now, sales, if we look kind of year to date, excuse me, if we look at sales year to date, we're way behind last year's sales figures. 84% last week sold at list price or more. Now, last year it was 74%, which was really good, 74%, but it's a little bit more competitive this year at 84%. Listings are also lower than what they were last year. The blue numbers, that's last year's listing. The orange is this year. And if we look for this week, listings are down quite a bit from where they were the previous week. Months of inventory came down, sitting at 0.4, and 8 is the average days on market. That's for Mississauga. Still very competitive, very much a seller's market. Looking at Brampton for detached properties, sales were at their peak for week ending February 9th and have been coming down each week after that. For this week, they're same as they were last week, sitting at 107 detached properties sold. 11 were at $2 million or more, which is down quite a bit from the previous week of 21. An average sold price came down by approximately $100,000 from the previous week. It's now sitting at $1,544,000. A lot of that has to do with the much less property selling at $2 million or more. Well, 1,544,000 is 29% higher than what it was a year ago. Interesting to note that for this week we sold 11 at $2 million or more. Last year at this time we sold only one property at $2 million or more. So average sold price is 29% higher than last year. Median price is 26% higher than what it was a year ago. Sales, you could see, are way lower than what they were last year. Now last year, 87% of the sales were at list price or more. And 87% feels like all of them. Like 87%, that's a lot. This year, 94% sold at list price or more. Also, listings are way behind than what they were last year. But, you know, I just finished telling you that listings a little bit lower this week because we're heading into March break. Well, Brampton kind of blows that example out of the water. Listings went way up. We listed 250 properties or detached properties last week in Brampton, and months of inventory has gone up by 0.1. It's now sitting at 0.6 months of inventory, and 6 is the average days on market. Let's look at the Durham area. Now for Durham, I'm using Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby as my Durham region. Sales went up a little bit. We sold 100 detached properties between Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby. 10 of those were at $2 million or more, and average sold price went up slightly from the previous week. It's now sitting at $1,507,000, which is 31% higher than what it was last year at this time. It's crazy what's going on in Durham. I mean, like, you got 25%, 41%, 51%. Do I say a 31%? You know, it's kind of bad. No, it's phenomenal. 31% higher than what we did last year at this time. Median price is 36% higher than what it was a year ago. Sales are behind what we were doing last year at this time year to date. Of the 100 though that we did list or that we did sell, 96% are at list price or more. Last year was 92%, which was crazy. Now we're at 96%. Listings, we're listing less than what we listed last year. We listed 164, very similar to what we listed a week ago. And months of inventory for a few weeks now has been sitting at 0.3 months of inventory, with 8 being the average days on market. Let's take a look at Peel condos. Now I'm talking about Peel condos, all Peel region condos. The majority of these condos are being bought and sold in Mississauga. 81 condos were sold in the Peel region. 3 of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price stayed the same as the previous week, sitting at $728,000 for the average condo sold in Peel, which is 31% than where prices were a year ago. Now Peel, I'm just going to go back to the previous slide. Here's where we were last year, below 600,000, 550, 560. We're now at 728,000. Again, 31% higher than last year. 30% higher is the median price over last year's median price. Of the 81 that sold, 94% sold at list price or more. Last year was 61%. There's a big difference between 61% and 91%. The whole level of competition and multiple offers, it's completely changed in a short period of time for Peel condos. We listed slightly more than last week, and listings for a few weeks now has been going up. 157 were listed. Months of inventory, slightly higher over the previous week, is now sitting at 0.5 months of inventory, and 6 is the average days on market. Here's a summary of all the months of inventory. Very much, I sound like a broken record, very much a seller's market. Months of inventory is up or down only by 1 or 2. This is where it's been for the longest time, for the last 2 years or so. But condos for Peel were a bit different. Last year was a whole different story, but very much a seller's market. In any situation, who you hire matters, and how you work with that person matters. If we can help in any way, please reach out to us. Have a great day.